George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and just now Rayshard Brooks. May they rest in peace and power.
Some Africans living in the United States converged in Washington, D.C. on Sunday to show their solidarity to African Americans who have been staging protests nationwide following the recent death in police custody of George Floyd in Minnesota. The Africans, drawn from various nations, staged their peaceful protests at the Meridian Hill Malcolm X Park while wearing traditional clothes and beating drums, showing their support for African Americans who also watched in disbelief the gunning down of a 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks in Atlanta, a few days after the burial of Floyd. In both incidents and several others, Black Americans are citing racism as the cause of their death in the hands of white police officers. An African lady who identified as Claire was among hundreds who attended the event. Claire says it is important to support African Americans.
The American community, that we are in unity, that we are for each other, and in order for us to do that is to come out and protest, despite the COVID.
Another participant, Alan Kelly, says Black Lives Matter will become stronger if it is supported by Africans living in the United States. Kelly adds that Africans living in the diaspora also need to support each other in order to achieve certain goals.
I think it's very important to see the solidarity from everybody from these different countries and, that level of awareness that people have about it.
Kelly further says, as an African American, he looks to his African counterparts to highlight the injustices that they're currently encountering in America.
The Black Lives Matter movement is empowered when you have Black people from every diaspora. So it's good to see that, the African continent out here, the Caribbean. I think that shows our strength in a place where we can do a lot of great things just because of the reach of the diaspora. So it's good to see a lot of like-minded people out here.
Kelly's views are echoed by several people, including Sherilyn Grice, who is the current holder of the Miss Africa USA title.
We are precious, we are purposeful, we are put on this earth to do great things, and we are not supposed to be identified by the colors of our skin.
Nina Oduro of Dying Diaspora, an agency based in Washington, D.C. that amplifies the influence of African culture worldwide, says her generation should take over the fight against racism.
What my parents could not achieve, my generation must fight to realize. We cannot continue to scratch the surface of equity. Our lives and that of future generations needs Black lives to matter in police units, in workplaces, in boardrooms, in neighborhoods, in Congress, in the Senate, in the White House, and within every single individual that lives here in the United States.
Thousands of people have staged protests in USA and other countries, urging their governments to respect the rights of Black people. In Britain, jubilant protesters dragged Edward Colston's bronze statue from its plinth and chucked it into the harbor. In a dramatic gesture mirroring what happened to Floyd, one protester placed his knee on Colston's bronze throat before the statue was rolled into the harbor wall. More statues linked to slavery are being targeted worldwide. Reporting from Washington, D.C., this is Mike Hove.
And Queen King's in here. So when you come, this is how we welcome you.